Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and record this because we were just talking shit like I rebuilt my calipers all these years ago, never had an issue. BB just took apart Cat's new calipers. Well, we just found out, we were just dicking around looking at my car and I was like, why is it wet back there? The rear caliper is fucking leaking. Yeah, my luck. So, only the one's leaking, so we're just looking at something right now to plug it up so we can go ahead and take it apart. Thank goodness it's only the rear one, so it's only 2 pistons versus 4 pistons in the front. So it's a little bit simpler design. So BB's trying to do his mad scientist thing right now and figure out what to do to block it. Okay. All right, guys. So you can see here we got the caliper off. It is busted. It's leaking from the actual cylinder here. It looks like it's the inside cylinder, BB, that was leaking. So this cylinder here, I must have not rebuilt it correctly or something went wrong. Something's failed. I'm not sure what has failed, but we're gonna find out here. We were joking around again. We were like laughing about the brakes earlier, and now we're finding this. And sorry for my bald head shining light off for y'all.
Yeah, not good.
I mean, it's really
not good. Alright, now I need...
This is why you powder coat and do not paint your calipers, by the way. Because something stupid like this could happen. If you painted these calipers now be ruined. You'd have to take them all back apart and have them painted again because this would have ate through all the paint. Powder coated doesn't affect it.
So this is closed.
So we're not sure why it leaked, but it was leaking. Both seals are right here, and they're not ripped. They look perfectly fine, but obviously something failed with inside the caliper. That BB's thinking the piston itself is causing it.
There's a good bit of rust built up on like this outer seal. It sits in this groove. There's a good bit of rust built up in there. But yeah, this is the seal that sits inside the caliper itself, which any fluid that gets past that is what's going to cause the initial leak. But I'm not saying Ryan didn't put it together right. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody. It's just, it's a piece of rubber. It could fail at any time.
12 bucks. $12 kit. Stop Tech makes this entire kit, and it just obviously something failed. So
good thing we caught it now.
Yeah, just randomly talking about it and like look around the car like, why is that wet? Put my hand in it. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not normal. It didn't rain today. None of the other brakes are like that. So the 2 fronts are not like that. You would think because it's biased, right? So the fronts would obviously see way more brake pressure than the rear would. So I don't understand what would cause it, but oh well. We'll have the rebuild kit this week. You can actually buy it from Rock Auto. It comes from Stop Tech, and they ship it out to you. So I think it takes about a week to get it from them. They're a little lousy days cool, and obviously this week with the holiday, I always forget about that. So I'm gonna order it today so I make sure I have it by Friday. But that's it, guys. So that's another issue we found. All right, guys, well, since the end of that last video, or end of the last clip there, the brake caliper kit came in. So here's one thing I want to let you know. On their website, it says you need 2. You only need 1 kit. The 1 kit for the rear covers both sides. I knew this in the past, but I thought maybe they changed the wording, so I did order 2. It's only 10 bucks, but still. So now I have an extra one, which is this one here. So I have actually extra in here. So I can do 2 full rear calipers yet, plus an extra one because I'm only doing 1 today. So that's kind of annoying, but that lets you guys know. So you only need to order 1. Guess you guys are probably gonna want the part number. So that's it from Centric. That's the SKU number for you guys, the caliper kit. It's from Centric. It's made in the USA, assembled in the USA. Could be from wherever, but the Centric is the same company that makes Stop Tech brakes, so you shouldn't worry. And another good thing with this kit is it comes with the little seals that go in between the calipers that people say don't lose, don't take them apart because of that. Well, you can. They come with the seals, so don't worry about it. So what we need to do first is take these 2 seals and put them in. I'm gonna lube them up with brake fluid, put them in, and then I'm gonna lube these up with brake fluid and softly or slowly move those in. This part sucks, so hopefully it goes in nice, but we will see. Once you press those in, which took me not even 3 minutes, once you press those in, we have to put the covers on. So these covers literally snap around the top and then you put these rings around it. This always takes me a little bit. These rings don't fit perfect. They are aftermarket. They're not like a factory kit should be, but they do work. Just take your time. It would be a lot easier if these were separated. We didn't this time just because it wasn't bleeding from there, and this shouldn't ever bleed from there once they're clamped together. So we didn't bother taking it apart because we don't want to take the bolts off and take a chance of snapping anything. Rather be safe than sorry. So on that fact, we're gonna go ahead and start putting these back together and be good to go. All right, guys, so the boot cover's on. That's just it's a dust cover, so it's not like extremely pertinent, but it keeps dust and debris out of there, so it keeps the seal clean and it keeps it lasting longer. Only thing I don't like is this one here is like bunching up. You can see it there, it's like bunching up, which I don't like. I don't know why. I don't really like that, but it is. I'm gonna try maybe messing with this more, but it's just the way that seal's sitting there. Again, once you put the brake pad in there, it'll squish it down to this point anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna mess with it some more here, but that's it. Now what we need to do is put it back on the car and bolt everything up. All right, guys, it's muggy out today, but went ahead and got the brake all together, put the brake, everything back, caliper I should say, all back together here. Got the line back on. That fitting is about shot. Eventually I'm gonna have to replace these brake lines. That fitting's just about shot. Always use these stainless steel lines too, especially if you're doing high braking and all that fun stuff. You don't ever want to take the chance of losing brake pressure because of a line bursting. These are just a nice, I guess, safety. I think they're like 40 bucks, so $80 for front and back. They're worth just having just to be safe. But these are back on. I'm going to clean them up here too, just because the wheels are off. I'm going to clean front and back because getting brake cleaner over everything and just look fudgy and spudgy looking right now. So I'm going to clean them up, spray them with water. Then I need to brake. Well, I probably should bleed the brakes here first. Let's do that first. Another thing I wanted to point out, see if we can get the light on here. This has a factory toy alignment on it, which drives really well. But the problem with the factory toy alignment, it does have some natural camber. So you can see the outside of the wheel here, or the tire, has a good bit of meat. So you come in here, the wear bar is getting a little bit close, and on the inside edge here, there ain't much meat left. So I do recommend getting what's called a lance alignment. If you guys go on Supra forums, it squares everything up. It's not going to corner as well, I would assume, but it is perfect for us guys to go perfectly straight. And it uses all the tire. I know my buddy Tony, when we were on the dyno, he really noticed it when we cranked the car down, the tire was only touching, about less than half was actually touching. As the tire moves some more, stay there. Only about half his tire was actually touching the dyno, which was a little concerning. Obviously your tires wear out more, so we probably should look at his tires because we were checking outside and it looked meaty, but realistically he's probably only using from this part of the tread over, is actually touching the damn ground. We might know why the brake might have failed. Guys know, if you watch one of my old videos, you've been around, you've been an OG. I had these powder coated, obviously, right? This bright blue color, they're really dirty right now, so don't mind that. But I had to have them back 3 times. They never did it right. It's just, there was material through it. It was an absolute nightmare. And when I went to bleed it the first time, all the bleeders were clogged, so I had to replace them all. So I had brand new bleeders on this, and I haven't bled them since. Well, this piston failed, and so I'm like, all right, well, I'll just replace it. Well, that bleeder is completely clogged. I tried to put a pin down it, and it's completely clogged. There's that much junk inside of these, which pisses me off because I paid that guy all that money. So sucks, but I'll put a brand new bleeder on. I already ordered them. They'll be here tomorrow, and that'll fix that issue. It's just very annoying that I have to even go through all this. What's going on, guys? What's cracking? Out here in the garage doing seam sealer remover. This sucks. Period in the story. This sucks. So removing the seam sealer here, obviously this side hasn't been done. I wanted to show you guys what one side looks like done versus the other. So I went ahead and started doing this side. It is painstakingly annoying. And there's some areas like down here, it's really tight. It is really, really hard to get in. So that hasn't been fun. Up around there hasn't been much fun either. I almost want to smooth out some of these holes too. Like some of these, I'd like to put body work on and smooth those out just so it looks a little bit better. I'm not sure the best way of going about that, but I would like to fill those in just because they look like poo. Like these ones here, you'll be able to see those. Like I welded this there, ground this down, but there's that hole there which I don't like. I'm going to weld that. Just some stuff I just really don't like and I wish I could fill in. Like look at the seam sealer that was here. You see where I ground it all off? It was that there. For some reason, they put seam sealer over that hole, but they plugged all the other ones. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I have no idea. But like, oh, okay, they don't want water in there. Well, what the fuck? They put plugs on the other ones. Why the fuck did you do that one? Makes no sense at all. I have no idea. So we're scrubbing all that off right now. It's coming off half decently. If you got an area where you can like openly get to it, it's not bad. But if you don't, it really sucks to get off. Like down here in these tight corners and stuff, like some of it's going to stay. Like down here at the bottom, that's going to stay. Here in the back, that's going to stay. I'm not going to go too crazy with it because I don't want to get to the point where I'm like, oh man, did I get in over my head or did I do too much? So here's what I've been using, guys. It's these brass brushes. I got like a pack of them from Lowe's. I think it was like $15 because I have a couple more over here. So we've got a 2-inch, a 3-inch. We've got one that just is forward facing. We got another one that has like long bristles. This one's been coming in real handy in the tight corners. And these big ones here I haven't even bothered with just because it doesn't work very well in this tight engine bay. But it is working, so I've been very, very, very happy with that. It's just going to take some time. I've got on this side too, like I got to get in here more. Like this stuff sucks to get out. Got to come up and around here. Looks like I have to hit up here some more. There's still some seam sealer there. just gonna take some time. Hopefully I can get it all out here today, because I want to enjoy the rest of the day, because I absolutely despise doing this. I think I'm done. My neighbor's actually gonna come over here. He has a welder. We're gonna try welding some of these holes. I've never done it. He knows how to use it. Just a MIG welder. If you guys can see, I've got the holes marked off that I wanted to weld. I don't know if I'm gonna do all of them, but I think it might be a good idea to do some of the ones that I can easily get to, like this one here, here, this, and this. I think if I get those holes, I think I'll be happy. I can use this as like a test bed or a test run. To see like, hey, is this something that I want to do? Mostly for the fact that, excuse me, my goodness. For the fact that you'll be able to see this, because the only thing that's going to be here is an intake. So this is all open. There's no wiring, there's no nothing. So this is completely open. The whole reason I shaved this tab and this tab off. So I want to put a weld here, here, and I want to try and clean up this side as much. And the shock tower is another big eyesore. So, putting one here, filling this stuff in, because you can visibly see that pretty easily. Now, even if it's not perfectly level, it's not perfectly smooth, I'll be pretty fucking happy. There's a reason I put that there too. Today, I'd like to push this outside when I go to grind it, but for welding wise, I'd like to keep it like this. To keep it inside, keep it easy. Now, I'm not sure what he's gonna need. I hope he doesn't need 220. If he does, we're gonna have a bit of an issue. If he does, then I'll have to figure something out, but I'm pretty happy with all this, guys. If you can see here, I got most of the seam sealer off. Some areas here where it's hard to get in because of these are in the way. I don't want to go too crazy there. He's gonna have to paint those. I've been told not to remove these. I guess there's nuts on the bottom down there that hold, this is what holds the subframe in, so I'm a little uneasy if I should touch them. I'm not really sure. So I might need some feedback on that. If you guys have done that or messed with those, I'd deeply appreciate if you give me some feedback on it. Over here, we're looking good too. Got up all in there. Again, there's some spots where I could go a little bit heavier. I'm just checking it as I go here. When I get it outside, I think I'll be able to see better. I've got a ton of light in here, as you guys know. It's like Fort Knox in my garage, which is nice, but sometimes you need natural light to get a better understanding of where you might have missed. So down here, I kept all that seam sealer. You can see I removed the big glob here, but I kept it down here because, again, you're looking on top of this. You're not gonna be able to see that. Even removing those globs that I did remove, probably was a little overkill, but I think it'll look better when all said and done. I can just put a rubber cap there now instead of having that big glob. Well, let's use perspective of my car. So here's some of the holes I'm talking about. So this is how I can give you guys perspective. Here's the tab I knocked off of mine. Another tab that I removed. I'd fill in this hole here. Down here, look, like if I'm looking here and I didn't have this intake, you can see all this seam sealer stuff. It just looks, especially it doesn't pop right now, but imagine once you paint it, that's really gonna like, boom, be in your face. This is all original paint in my engine bay. Mine, thankfully, is quite nice, so I was very fortunate. But look at the seam sealer job up here. Just some stupid things that I think would look better if not. See, these are what I worry about too, the spot welds. Should I go over the spot welds too? This is where I can see where guys get a lot of time and a lot of like money invested in doing this. This can get quite time intensive. It can be quite a pain in the butt. I know I look like crap right now. I'm trying to wear old clothes because I'm grinding and doing stuff. But I think that's gonna be it for this one, guys. If you have questions, concerns, let me know down in the comments. I want to try and help you guys as best I can. Again, I'm just using like a regular, like cheapo, this is a Ryobi grinder and like some Porter cable tools. I'm not using anything magical. All the stuff I'm getting right now is either from Harbor Freight or from Lowe's. I mean, everyone has a Harbor Freight for the most part nowadays, and everyone has a Lowe's. So I mean, you're just getting basic tools. I'm not doing anything special. Now the bodywork end of it, that's where it's gonna take some talent. That's why Travis is gonna handle that. But hopefully this helps, guys. If you have any questions, concerns, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.